One of the key issues at the center of every discussion regarding the West Bengal polls is the unprecedented voter turnout in phase 1 that signals not just enthusiasm but the intensity on the ground as well. From early morning queues to steady polling through the course of the day, voters turned out in large numbers, cutting across districts and demographics, recording over 92% turnout. The big question now is, will this momentum carry on into phase 2? Historically high voter turnout in Bengal has often pointed to a desire for change or a consolidation of voter sentiment, but it can cut both ways, energizing both the ruling camp and the opposition. Security, of course, remains tight, with forces on high alert after sporadic reports of tension and the Election Commission keeping a close watch. In phase 2, if phase 2 mirrors this surge, it could redefine the electoral narrative, turning this contest into a turnout-driven verdict where every percentage point may tip the balance. I begin this conversation with, let me begin with Bapaditya Guha, who's with us on the broadcast. Mr. Guha, how do you view the voter turnout in phase 1 and what are your expectations as far as phase 2 is concerned?
Actually, madam, I want to answer Swapnil Vishwas first. What the claims he has done, let me answer those. If you allow me, then I will answer because I have joined late. So I request you
Mr.
to allow me to
Guha,
answer
we're currently focused on the voter turnout, so I would appreciate if we can stick to the topic at hand.
Okay, that's fine, but still I want to add with the earlier issues that in front of me there are the several crude bomb attacks done by the BJP workers in Punjab and Kerala. Thereby I can also refer to about some other states that in front of me, there is a list of terror attacks between 2016 and 2025. Pahalgam attack, Jammu and Kashmir attacks, Pulwama attack, Sanjwan attack, Uri attack, in which nobody from West Bengal or the infiltrators have been associated. So please make your data first clear, then come to the board to discuss about and malign West Bengal and to serve your narrative set by your boss from Delhi. Now coming to your topic, the voter turnout, we are taking it as a very positive and a very prospect for good, a high prospect for the development that has been done by the Mamata Banerjee government. Almost 100 welfare schemes where the targeted welfare scheme was done and served by the government for more than during their 3 times regime. So we are very much hopeful during SIR and during the severe attacks by the central agencies. They have been unleashed by the BJP government from the center and the Delhi government, and the BJP leaders from Delhi. They have been maligned Bengal for time and again, and they have blamed and maligned Raja Rammohn Roy, Rabindranath Tagore, Mother Teresa. So every vote is now a kind of protest against the BJP's maligning West Bengal and the kind of narrative and what they are now claiming that every Bengali is a Bangladeshi or from Rohingya. So we are looking forward to it as a very good result. We are looking forward to as 4th May. It will be clear that they are daydreaming the BJP people, and again the Mamata Banerjee government is coming surely for the 4th time with 220 plus seats.
All right.
So it is a vague claim done by the BJP.
Okay, Gyanendra Mishra, the higher voter turnout, what is it indicating to you? Is this an indication of voters coming out against anti-incumbency, or is it an indication of voters coming out to consolidate against what the TMC says is the illegal SIR activity?
No, in my view, it can be viewed from in several angles. But in my assessment, in my personal view, this large turnout support the case of Mamata Banerjee coming back in power. And there are 2-3 very clear explanations for that, One is that it is being seen as a reaction to this large scale deletion in the voter list, which is the result of an SIR. The timing of an SIR where people has not been given the opportunity of their case being heard in the appellate level, because there is a no time available. In such a short time, such a large scale SIR was done, leaving the people remediless, and there are multiple genuine case of wrongful deletion from the voter list. But the fact is that people are remediless because there is a no time for adjudication of their grievance given the election. Second is, as Mr. Swapnil Biswas was rightly saying, that this large scale turn around is also a result of large number of migrant workers from Bengal coming back for vote. But why they have come forth a vote in such a large number by leaving their, their source of income outside was again the fear of SIR, that if they don't go back and vote in the state election, next time their name will be deleted from the voter list. So again they are seeing it as a forced travel to Bengal to cast their vote as a consequence of SIR. So it is not in a support of SIR, but it is against the sentiment which has been created in Bengal against SIR. And therefore, this large turnaround of vote is going to favor Mamata Banerjee and TMC in my view, because all said and done, there is no very apparent and large scale anti-incumbency in Bengal. You may say what but there is a no large scale, deep rooted, apparent anti-incumbency in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee has been able to sustain her voter support. Yes, obviously there would be some anti-incumbency, given that the TMC government is for several years in Bengal. But when you talk about Mamata Banerjee in her personal capacity, any charge of corruption, etc., has not touched her. It is almost similar as in case of Nitish Kumar in Bihar, that there were allegations of corruption, Srijan Ghotala, this and that, but Nitish Kumar in his individual capacity always maintained his clean image and a reputation of being a clean, nice politician. Same goes with Mamata Banerjee. There is no personal allegation of any corruption, any dent in the image of Mamata Banerjee as a street fighter.
Okay, Gyanendra Mishra, got your point, but I want to bring in SK Datta then in here as well. Mr. Datta, is a lack of any corruption allegations, etc., enough for the people of West Bengal to keep bringing Mamata Banerjee back to power? Or is there more? Do people really care about the corruption allegations as much as they care about what is happening in the state for them? What is the development of the state, and has Mamata Banerjee been able to deliver on that very basic promise?
Well, I have been listening to both the speakers previous to me, and I would say that I completely disagree with what they are saying. I have been to Bengal not only before the first phase of election. I have been to Bengal 2 to 3 times, and it's my home state. And I have traveled nook and corner of Bengal, not only in South Bengal, but also in North Bengal, as well as the Jungle Mahal and other areas. There is an apparent huge anti-incumbency against the Mamata Banerjee government, not because of one issue, but plethora of issues. If you look into the scams, I think the number of scams would be almost a century in relation to the Mamata Banerjee government for the last 15 years. Whether it is the sand mafia scam, whether it's the cow smuggling scam, whether it's the land scam, whether it's the Sharada Ghotala, whether it's the Narada Ghotala, whether it is the cut money, the cheat fund scam, whether it's the job scam, whether it's the education scam. And the job and the education scam, it is not me who has given legitimacy to it. It is the Honorable Calcutta High Court and the Honorable Supreme Court of India who have given a rubber stamp saying that yes, there has been a huge scandal in relation to this, and the people who have been recruited, they have to leave their job with bag and baggages, and will have to not only repay back the salary, but also give up, a penalty as an interest. So it is not me, it's the highest court of the country which is giving a jurisdiction in relation to that. Rohingyas is of course an issue, the illegal immigrants are of course an issue, Arjigar gang rape, the horrendous gang rape, the rape in Durgapur, then the rape in the South Law College in Hazra, these are all pertinent issues. If you remember, when Mamata Banerjee had come to power, we had great expectation and great hopes from her. I personally myself, I was so happy when she had uprooted the left front. 2015, 2016, when there was a gang rape of an elderly woman in Park Street, and when she was taken in the Uber, like in Uber car, the whole night, what was the statement of the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal after that? She had said in Bangla, "E to choritrohin mohila," yani ki she is a characterless woman. When the Arjigar rape had taken place, the horrendous gang rape, it was the then police commissioner of Calcutta who was shielding the oppressors and the culprits instead of supporting the the terrible victim who had died unfortunately because of that. When the Durgapur rape had happened, what was the comment of the Honorable Chief Minister? She had again said, মেয়েদেরকে 8টার পরে কে বলে বাইরে বেরোতে? After 8 p.m. at night, why do the women they come out of their hostel or their institution? These are the kind of statements which have been given by the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal. In relation to the SAR exercise, let me make it clear once for all. It is a legitimate exercise given by the Constitution of India to the Election Commission of India, and the Honorable Supreme Court has given a verdict in relation to that, saying that SAR exercise is not illegal. The Honorable Election Commission is very much within its legal jurisdiction to conduct in a SAR exercise. In relation to the time frame, the first list of the SAR exercise when it came out, almost around 35 to 40 days were given for people who felt that they have been discriminated or they have been left out from the voter list to correct their thing. And the hearing which is taking place in all the designated judicial appellate jurisdiction set by the Honorable Supreme Court of India, there also time is enough for the people to prove their legitimacy. I just cite in 2 examples out here. There is a case in Kuch Bihar where the grandfather is 55 years old and the grandson is 45 years old. In another case in South Dakshin Chobis Pargana, there is a person who is having 150 children. Now, how is that possible? That itself shows as to how much has been the rampant illegal insertion of names into the voter list, and we all know what happened in the last assembly election, or for that matter in the Lok Sabha election, the previous Lok Sabha elections. There is definitely an anti-incumbency, and the anti-incumbency is not just in relation to one reason, it is a plethora of reasons. In relation to the investment and business itself, let me say one thing, the several investment summit which Honorable Chief Minister had conducted in London as well as in Singapore, what was the outcome of those summits? Zero FDI, zero FII. The Bengal government today has almost around 3,60,000 crore in debt in relation to the central government. So this sobbing and this cribbing that Bengal has been discriminated is just a hogwash. It is actually running away from the reality, and it is actually trying to hide the dismal performance of the state government.
Okay.
4th of May would see in a huge parivartan in Bengal.
All right. Mr. Guha, I give you 1 minute to respond to that before we move on to the next leg.
Yes. So I will respond to my friend that he is talking about women's safety and security. It is the NCRB data that is showing that Kolkata is the safest city, and in West Bengal only 5 to 6% of the crimes have been happened. Where UP, where the poster boy of BJP and Hindutva, Jogi ji, the most number of cases have been lodged for the women and children and Dalit, where the most number of cases have been lodged in UP. It is UP that is 15 to 16%
But you know, Mr.
of
Guha,
crimes
this
have
becomes,
been reported.
when it comes to the security of women, children, anybody, it's a very weak argument. The whataboutery is a very weak argument to say that, oh no, but you must look at other states. Obviously, we look at India as a whole. As women, we
Yes.
look at India as a whole.
I am
And
giving
India,
you
no, it's
NCRB
not very
data.
safe for women. But that doesn't mean if UP is not
Kolkata,
safe, that West
where
Bengal
you
will
are
say no, but
uttering,
first make UP
Kolkata
safe and then
has
West
been-
Bengal
has been
will
referred
become
as the
safe.
safest city in India. Then
It's not
then
about the
NCRB data
statistics,
is
Mr.
wrong.
Guha.
What are you talking about?
If there have been major cases in West Bengal
Okay,
that
there
have
are
been
some cases
highlighted, how can you say
has
that no,
already-
you should look
that
at
have
UP
already
instead?
been addressed by the government.
How is that a fair
have
argument?
already been addressed. Who are talking about the women's security in West Bengal? Look at the Brijbhushan Saran Singh. Look at Kuldeep Singh Songar. And from 2015, it has been launched as Beti Bachao. Now BJP has changed it into from Beti Bachao to Balatkari Bachao. It is the most number of people associated with BJP.
Okay, all right. I'm going to let Swapnil Biswas respond to that. Swapnil Biswas, respond to that, please.
No,
Yeah.
let me say some other points too.
I would like to thank my friend to rightfully mention the word. UP has the most registered, unquote, registered cases against on crimes against women. Shows the proactive thing by the state, which shows that the police is taking report on the crimes that are being reported to them. In Bengal, doesn't take FIR if the person who is the perpetrator of the crime is linked, it's mostly to the ruling party. They first call the councillor or the MLA or the MP of the place, and then they ask.
This is the narrative. This is the narrative set by the BJP. This is the narrative set by the BJP. Look at the index of democracy. What BJP has done to India.
Okay, all right. I'll have to leave it there because, like I said, when it comes to the safety of women, everyone's failing. All political parties are failing. So what's the point of having this conversation here? Anyway, let's move on to our next segment.